It's 1958. Warren Buffett is 27 years old and running a tiny investment partnership out of his Omaha bedroom. He notices a forgotten New York map company trading at $45 per share with $65 of marketable securities sitting inside the balance sheet. Within months, Buffett will commit 35% of his entire partnership to one obscure cartographic company. He will force the management to liquidate the hidden portfolio. The principle behind this trade will become the blueprint for Berkshire Hathaway. Today we walk through exactly what Buffett saw in Sanborn Map Company in 1958, how the activist trade unlocked 35% of hidden value, and why this single position taught Buffett the look-through earnings principle that would define Berkshire forever. First, the company. Sanborn Map had been founded in 1866 to create detailed fire insurance maps of American cities. By the 1950s, their core business was in decline. Aerial photography and modern cadastral systems were replacing their hand-drawn maps. Revenue was falling year over year. The stock had drifted down from $65 in the 1930s to $45 per share in 1958. Wall Street treated Sanborn as a dying business in a dying industry. Almost no analyst covered it. Then Buffett pulled the financials. Here is what he found. Sanborn Map owned approximately $65 per share in marketable stocks and bonds. The board had been quietly building an investment portfolio for 30 years to hedge the dying core business. So Buffett was looking at a stock trading at $45 with $65 per share of liquid securities inside it. The actual map business was effectively being thrown in for negative $20. Here is what Buffett did. Over the next 15 months, he committed approximately $1 million of partnership capital to Sanborn Map stock. That was 35% of the entire Buffett partnership. By 1959, the partnership owned about 10% of all outstanding Sanborn Map stock, enough to demand a board seat. Buffett took the board seat. Then he proposed something the old Sanborn executives never wanted to do: distribute the entire $65 per share investment portfolio back to shareholders as a special exchange. Take the portfolio out of the dying map business and put it in the hands of the owners. The Sanborn executives resisted. They argued the portfolio was the company's working capital. They had managed it for 30 years. Buffett pointed out a fact the executives had not considered. The portfolio had been mismanaged for decades. Returns were below the market average. Shareholders would do better holding the securities directly. In 1960, the Sanborn Map board agreed to the distribution. Approximately 72% of outstanding shares were exchanged for a proportional slice of the investment portfolio. Buffett's partnership received its share of the securities directly. The hidden $65 per share was unlocked. Total return on the Sanborn trade, approximately 50% over 2 years on a $1 million commitment. But the real value of the trade was the principle it taught Buffett. Sanborn Map's stock price was $45, but the underlying economic value per share was $65 plus the operating business. Buffett would later call this look-through earnings. You do not own a stock. You own a slice of a real business that owns real assets. Every Berkshire decision since 1960 has used the same principle, from See's Candies to Coca-Cola to Apple. Buffett values the underlying business assets, not the market quote. Sanborn Map taught him how. That is the entire blueprint.